Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
How is it that a seminarian from Vietnam and a business major from Fort Myers, Florida, find themselves traveling through the Indian country of the Northern Plains distributing books? Let's find out. Hello, Medakiepi, and welcome to Hochoka here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus. I'm Scott Wooster, today's Hochoka host. We're visiting with Tuan Nguyen, seminarian at Sacred Heart School of Theology, and University of Notre Dame intern Clay Chauncey, who are with us this summer to ride along with the St. Joseph's Indian School bookmobile. A warm Hochoka welcome to both of you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's good to have you here. So this is our second annual Bookmobile podcast, and I'm interviewing a couple of the volunteers who make that happen. I have some interesting facts for you guys that you may not have known about the Bookmobile. This program began in 1977 through a grant from Reading is Fundamental, or RIF, and in its first years, it was called Reach Out, Books and Other Fun Things. It would pull into reservation communities to show movies and distribute books. This is the fourth actual vehicle to bear the Bookmobile name, this one coming on board in 2017 after the previous version, a converted bread truck, hit a deer on its final day of the 2016 summer route. Through the generosity of donors in 2017, a sleek traveling library pulled by a heavy-duty pickup truck became St. Joe's new bookmobile. We outfitted it with shelving, awnings, and a wheelchair-accessible ramp. Currently, the bookmobile stops at some 42 communities throughout the state and up into North Dakota. It logs roughly 3,000 miles, serves nearly 2,000 people, and distributes almost 10,000 books. Since 2021, we have had a partnership with the University of Notre Dame for students to learn about us and the Native American people of South Dakota by volunteering on the bookmobile. So there's all your facts. There's the backstory for the bookmobile, and you guys are the present, right? So you're here now. How did you guys get here? I'll have you start, Clay, and tell me just you're a student at Notre Dame. How do you end up in my backyard here?
Yeah, so I originally had just planned to go home and work at home for the summer. No big grand plans. Mm-hmm. But the director of my scholarship program actually sent out an email saying that St. Joe's wanted an intern for the bookmobile. And I had no idea what that meant. I didn't even know what a bookmobile was. Mm-hmm. But I figured I would just reach out to learn a little bit more about it. And then I interviewed with Joe Terrell, and it sounded really cool. I wanted to come see this part of the country. I've never seen it before, and interact with these people that I otherwise wouldn't really get a chance to. So
yep,
I signed up.
Yep, get exposed to a new culture, roll the dice a little bit, and see what you can find out. I like that adventurous spirit. That's good. At 20 years old, just finished your sophomore year. Yep. Good, big step. Good, that's a risk. It really is. And how about you, Tuan? How did you end up here from Milwaukee?
In my formation to the priesthood, that we have a summer ministry that we need to do, and I was assigned to South Dakota for this summer. And Frederick Crashill's SCJ, he is the chaplain at school, and he is also my supervisor. So he recommended me to this ministry. Yeah. And I'm glad that I have this. It's very cool and very nice to do it.
Yeah. And you didn't know what a bookmobile was ahead of time either, right?
No, I did not know it at all.
Yeah. And they said, this is where you're going. You're going out to Chamberlain, to St. Joe's, which is great. It's good to have you here. I'm going to take you even back a step further with that, and I'll start with you this time. Mm-hmm. You grew up in Vietnam.
Yep, I am.
My understanding is that you joined Priests of the Sacred Heart in Vietnam in 2015.
Yes.
How did you end up on the other side of the world from there?
After staying with the SCJ in Vietnam in 3 years, so I was sent to the U.S. to continue to my vocational journey, which is to continue my postulancy and novitiate. After that, I started to do my academic year at the school, at the Sacred Heart Seminary School and Theology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's your journey to get to this point, and you'll still have many twists and turns
Yes.
on that journey before it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. And Clay, Fort Myers, Florida guy, ended up at Notre Dame. How did you come to be there?
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to study business, even when I was in high school. And as I got older and towards senior year when I was applying to colleges, I started to kind of question how I could really do that and also have a meaningful, faithful life. Faith is also very important to me. And I think a lot of times there's kind of a idea there that business people are just there to scam and make money, and that's not really the Christian thing to do. So, I was kind of troubled about that. And then as I was researching the colleges a little bit more, I found that Notre Dame actually has an answer to that question. There's several classes, and now there's a minor that it's called Business in the Common Good, and it kind of answers that. It's the philosophy and the theology of how you can be a good person and a good businessman at the same time.
Wow. And so that had to have aligned perfectly with what you wanted to do then.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Excellent. So, Clay, tell me just one thing that we wouldn't know about you that we might be surprised to hear. Something that would surprise me and surprise our audience.
Yeah. I think something interesting that I did was my plans last summer, which was an orphanage in Ghana that I was working at. I was kind of in the middle of rural northern Ghana. I was supposed to be there for 8 weeks. It ended up being 4. I had to leave because of an illness. But
wow. Okay, so you're not afraid to roll the dice then. You're willing to take some risks, aren't you?
You can say that.
Wow. Okay, good for you. I'm jealous. That's pretty cool. Okay, can you tell us something about you that might surprise me and our audience?
I really like music, and I like to listen to that. And I also like singing, but people don't like it.
People don't like your singing? What, can we be the judge today on air? No, you're not going to sing.
No.
Okay,
All right. Like
all right, sounds good. I'd like to judge for myself, but I understand. Okay, so I gave the rundown of a little bit of the history of the Bookmobile as we started. But I didn't give a job description, so for a lot of our audience might not know exactly what you do during the summer. Hip us to what you do out there. What goes on?
Yeah, so every Monday that's kind of our restock day. We restock the shelves of the Bookmobile, get new boxes of books in there for when we're out. And we also bring snacks and stuff along with us, so we get those in the car, get ready to go early on Tuesday morning. So then we leave Tuesday morning. Usually it's a pretty long drive. They kind of vary, but we've had several hours of driving to get out to some of these communities.
Yep.
And then when we get there, we have tables and chairs that we set up outside. We have children's books that we set up on an outside table, and that's where we give people snacks and drinks too. And we also have a alumni table that's just for connecting with St. Joe's alumni. And then we open up the trailer so people can go in and pick out their books. And that's just one stop. We do up to 5 stops in a day with travel time in between.
Yep.
And then once we're done, we stay the night in a hotel usually. It's too close to come back to, or too far to come back to St. Joe's.
Right.
And then we get up early the next morning and do it again. That's Tuesday through Thursday. And then Thursday night we come back. Friday we clean up a little bit. Usually there's some dirt and a little bit of chaos going on in the trailer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That ends up being a lot of hours during the week, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you're out on the road during that entire time, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's typically like 11, 12-hour day.
Okay. And where do you get the books? Where you said on Monday you stock the Bookmobile, you put them in the trailer.
So we have them all here, and we kind of just have them sitting in boxes ready to go.
Okay.
So we just stock them up when we're going out on a new trip.
So each Friday, then you reverse the process and bring them back into storage here, or do you leave them in the?
No, we actually leave them in the Bookmobile.
Got it.
Over the weekend. Fridays we usually just clean up.
And Mondays you make sure that it's filled if you have new books.
Exactly.
Okay. What else can you tell me? Is there anything he left out of that routine or that job description that you can think of?
I think he perfectly talked about the whole thing of our trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the basics of it.
Yeah, the basics of it. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's it like when you get to a place? Let's say maybe you've gone to Eagle Butte or to Mission. You pull up, you get everything set up. What's it feel like to be there? What's I mean, you've given me the bones. What's it feel like to be there?
Yeah, so it's very different depending on the place that we're at. Actually, the first stop that we did on this whole summer, my first stop, period, was Cherry Creek.
Yep.
Which is way out in the middle of nowhere.
It's remote. Yeah.
It's like a 17-mile dirt road you have to take to get to it. And then there's not much there. It's really like a handful of houses and a community center.
Yep.
So that is just, it's really interesting to see how these like small communities sort of function. You know, a lot of times if you get one person that sees you out their window and wants to come over and see what you're doing, then you'll get the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you'll,
Yeah.
you'll get 100 people just in that stop in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
Other times people are a little bit more skeptical, or when we're in the big cities, you know, we're obviously not going to see everyone in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting seeing the differences between the different communities, different reservations, rural versus urban.
And how they approach the bookmobile, how you're perceived where you go.
Sure.
Yeah. Either they welcome you in with open arms, or kind of look out, drive by and look out the side window, and then circle back and maybe come in then.
Yeah, and how the word gets out too.
Yeah.
Like just yesterday, we were in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Yep.
And we had one lady who posted us on Facebook. And we probably had like 5 or 6 more families just from her come up to us and say, "Hey, I saw it on Facebook."
Yep.
And they were excited to come and get some books. So yeah.
Yeah. So where have you been? What communities resonated with you, and what's your feeling? How does it feel to you?
I think it was very interesting. Sorry, I think it was very interesting to me to see how the people really very excited to see us, and when they know what we are doing, they will post it on the Facebook, like Clay said. They posted on Facebook. Even I saw one did a live stream, it's a very short one, and to put it on his Facebook, on his community fan page or Facebook, to let others know about what's going on and how can they get here and how long do we stay here, and then later on they can approach to us to take some books.
Yeah, and I think it helps that the alumni that is a part of it, and as 2 brand new guys who are going out to really remote areas like Cherry Creek, where they don't know you don't know them, or any of the places that you're going to, I'm sure it helps to have. Andy's been here for 40 years, and to have that, his connections has to help, because if they see Andy and they trust him, they're going to trust guys that they've never seen before too.
Yeah, for sure. We even have people that never went to St. Joe's, but they recognize Andy because he's been doing the bookmobile for so long.
Okay.
I've heard from a few different people like, "Oh, I used to go to this as kids, and now they're bringing their kids to it."
Right.
So it's a really cool like legacy.
Yeah.
People recognize the bookmobile.
Yep. And so and the point, I guess, is that it's not even Andy. I mean, it is partly Andy for sure, but it's a legacy of the bookmobile because it's been coming around for so long, and they're used to seeing that, which I think is great. That's excellent. Yeah. You came in here and you didn't know anything. Both of you said, I don't know what the bookmobile is. I'm coming to South Dakota to take a chance. Even when you showed up day one to start loading books, with Andy telling you how this process, and Joe telling you how this process works, how would you be qualified for a job like this? What would be an essential qualification for you to be a good candidate for a job like this? Or what made you good candidates for a job like this?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just having a positive attitude. You never really know what walk of life people are going to be coming from when they come to get some free books. You know, some of them have struggling financially, homeless. They have family problems. We even had one kid come up to us and tell us that his mom had been arrested the night before. So you just kind of always have to have a smile on your face because you never really know what people are going through when they come to the bookmobile. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just making it like a warm and inviting place for people to come and get some books to kill some time over the summer.
Yeah, I love that answer. Anything you want to add to that?
Sure. I think this is joy of working with people and working with others. That will be the good qualification for myself to do the bookmobile. Because if we don't have joy, we don't have any love to work out with the people. It's very tired some to do it.
Yep, and I see. I'll pick up on one thing that you guys, we haven't known each other very long, but something that comes through just in meeting you is that I see is a genuine humility, and you're approaching it with kindness and like you said, a spiritual kind of a way, looking for that connection, but that humility of, I don't know everything there is to know. I'm going to go out and take people as they are and hope that they do the same for me. And what a great qualification to have. And it looks like you both have that in just the small amount of time that we've spent together.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Opportunities like the one that you're on right now, and the one that I've been on for 30 years and didn't have a clue what I was getting into at 25 years old, they oftentimes teach us that's something that's totally different than what we thought we were going to learn when we got into it in the first place. If you had to name an insight like that from your time here so far this summer, what would that be for you?
I think that love needs to be shared to others through many acts of kindness and mercy. I would say that if that's a good way to say. But it's just very kindness to love to share to others, and love also to be shared back to us. That we work and we share our kindness to the people, and they share their appreciation to us. So other than that, I would say that people, when they know the bookmobile, and they go and they share what we are doing to others. Also, that the love that spread to other people through the one who receives love through us.
Yeah.
So these are the good things that the bookmobile is doing with the people, and also the people they share the appreciation, they share love to us too.
Yeah, that's great. And anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would say the biggest lesson for me has just been like people are people, no matter where you go, whether it's Cherry Creek or Sioux Falls or Ghana or Florida,
right.
Wherever you go, people just want to be seen as the individual that they are.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. There's so many, like I said, there's so many different walks of life that you get on the bookmobile.
Yeah.
And still you just treat them as people, and they are going to be responsive and appreciative of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say that you had a chance to speak to somebody who was interested in maybe volunteering for the bookmobile from Notre Dame or from the seminary or even here at St. Joe's. What would you tell somebody like that? What advice would you give them?
The biggest thing I would say is to just have fun. I mean, there are times when we're sitting around for an hour because people don't really know we're there, or maybe they are skeptical of us, and just the volunteers that are sitting around cracking jokes, but also with the people that come up,
Yeah.
Kids want to smile, adults want to smile. You just got to have fun with it. And you'll enjoy it a lot more if you don't take it so seriously.
Yeah, and you put out that vibe and it makes you more approachable.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and Tuan?
Yeah, for myself, that it's good to be self-giving. With love, and because that we have a long drive, we have long hours of working, and we have many things to do. That is self-giving. It makes us more excited to do to the people, and with the joy of being self-giving, that we will not get tired of what we are doing, even though we just have only few people coming at one point, or maybe we have 70 or 80 people.
Yeah.
That would not be get tired or dispirited to what we are doing.
Yeah.
So, but it's very good to be self-giving to what we are doing, to whatever we do in every day, that will be benefits or the fruit of what we are doing from that.
Yeah. You've had 70 or 80 people at the bookmobile, not at one time.
At one stop, the most we've had was like 140. So
Okay.
70, 80 is probably around average.
Across the day. Not
In one stop.
One stop.
Yeah.
That could be 5 stops.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it gets busy sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I've seen, you talk about fun, you talk about love. One thing that I've seen a lot of this year is posts on our Facebook site or on social media, where it looks to me like there have been a lot of staff from St. Joe's that drive out for the day and that join you guys. People that work with the kids during the year, and they want to get out and see the kids and experience those communities and see their friends in the summer, which I think would only add to the two things you guys are talking about. You're talking about fun, so the more people you have from St. Joe's and interacting, it's got to be more fun that way, and love. These people come in the summer without getting paid for it, and they come out to do what they do to be there to spread that love with their kids in the summertime. Yeah. So that's great. Anything else that either one of you want to share with our audience before we get you back out on the road?
Yeah, I think probably one of the coolest moments for me was it's actually just a few days ago. We were at a grocery store, and these two ladies come up to us, and they said they were CPS employees, Child Protective Services, and they had 2 boys in their custody, and they were looking for somewhere for them to go to school. They were both around high school age. And they thought it was just really amazing that we were even there, They were actually kind of like talking about it in the car before they even saw us at the grocery store. And it felt like it was almost like a sign that we were sitting in that parking lot giving away free books. I think just the fact that we were doing that told them a lot about St. Joe's.
Yeah.
So, they took some applications, and hopefully we'll be hearing from them.
Yeah. And you always carry, the bookmobile always carries applications, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes Julie is out there, our admissions director.
Yeah. So she conducts interviews sometimes alongside the bookmobile.
Yep.
And we actually tend to run out of applications, so we've had to take down people's information and send them one later.
Okay. Interesting. It really is it's a multifaceted transportation vehicle. It really covers a lot of different things, and it'd be kind of fun to see you maybe turn, and you can tell Andy this at the end of the summer, but throwing an ice cream truck on it too, you'd get some serious business.
We've had a lot of talk about getting music, like an ice cream truck to
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not original, but it's a good idea, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
And you, what are you thinking, Tuan? What do you have for us?
Yeah, I think this just happened 1 or 2 days ago. There was a lady who likes books very much. So she ended to take quite a lot of books. So as a result, it's fill up a whole box, a box of books.
Yeah.
And she stopped there. She went to the car to ask her husband to carry the box for her. When the husband came out, and the wife, she told to him about a box of books. He stood there quietly, and I see he's saying, I see he's saying in just only in the lips. He said, a box. Oh my! He was very surprised that his wife ended up with a box of books. He would never think of that.
Yeah.
It was just really fun that to see the love of the books of the wife to taking, and the reaction of her husband to see how many books that she got for the bookmobile.
Right.
It was very good and very worthy to remember how fun the fun of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. You guys, of course, thank you for being on the show today. This has been wonderful, but even more, just thanks for coming out and sharing this journey with us in South Dakota. It's a big extended family around here, as you guys are finding out, even in the deepest corners of the state. St. Joe's has a big extended family, and it's an honor to have you guys be a part of it, at least for a little while, and I hope our paths cross again.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yep.
Absolutely. And thank you to our audience for joining us here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus at Hochoka, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered.